here. I'm playing this because it's my favorite Utopia album. And Todd Rundgren, I'm a long-time Todd Rundgren fan. First time I saw him was at Kent State, like 1984, and he's the artist I've most seen live out of anybody. Second be James Taylor. That reminds me, I got to bring my Stevie Ray Vaughan T-shirt out. Saw him twice. It's all about this tag. It might be called like the culture tag or the arts tag, but it's called the. Don't even have it brought up here. Oh shoot! Now my my battery's like on 2. Great. Well, luckily I'm working with 3 phones, but I try to keep up on the batteries. I have 3 battery locations about my apartment. Boy, this one has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. Is that right? Yeah, 2 out of 1. I've got a lot of things on battery over here: guitar pedals and Bluetooth things. But this tag is about. It's titled a case for humankind tag, and it's an original tag created by Sailing Through Books, and I was tagged by Mike at Bibliophile Reads. Now he's
Here's how I stopped my puppy's without yelling.
Oh my God, he's the type of booktuber I like to call involved and invested, and a champion of other booktubers. I want to shout his channel out. And he tagged a lot of people in this tag, but some people I don't really know. He tagged Aaron Facer, so I won't tag him. But so I'll be able to tag a lot of my friends. Let's see. I bring up this album. I just bought it. New. It was $24.99. It was a good deal. I had to pay like $5 postage. And it's my favorite Utopia album. I don't have all of their albums. I have a few Utopias. I have a lot of Todd Rundgren. Yeah, I wore this album out in the 80s at Kent State University. And I was playing it on my phone one day, and I came in a little money a few weeks ago. I said, shoot, I wonder how much this is. And like Melly said, if it's like around, new albums are like $30 anymore. One of the prompts in here is music. It's really, Sailing says, an alien race is preparing to destroy the planet, but they have allowed one person to act as an ambassador for the species, me. You have been chosen to make a case of why humankind should be spared, why they should not blow up the planet. What books, art, music, films, other material objects make you proud to be a human being? What would you share to make a case for humanity? Todd Rundgren, he made an album called Faithful, and one side is all Beatles covers. So he's a Beatlemaniac like me. I like old Beatles. I like the end Beatles of the 70s. Have a lot of their albums, still buying Beatles albums. There's a used record store in my neighborhood. I pop into 2, 3 times a month. Look for records. You can get them used for $15 and no scratches. And so, but I was in a rehab one time for 3 months in Klamath Falls, Oregon. It's 20 miles north of California, and it was a good place. It was rural, uh, and like on a farm. We didn't have animals or horses on the rehab, but we had neighbors, big pigs with tags on their ears, numbers on their ears. So working farms. Uh, One time I left there. I liked it so much I went 2, 3 times. And one time I left, got my money, and went to Reno for the weekend. God, where was I going with this? Son of a bitch. Why did I bring up Klamath Falls? Oh my God. Duh. Okay, so I was in rehab and daily group therapy and individual therapy and that. And one of the days in therapy, we did this game where uh, everyone had like an index card and a number, and we said one word or 1 or 2, 3 words about them that we thought about them. And so, okay, and then you went around and read what anonymous people said about you. And one of the people, I figured out it was the counselor herself, but she said cultured for me. That's like the greatest compliment someone ever paid me. By cultured, I like to think like well-rounded. I'm good at Trivial Pursuit. I'm the brown one. Well, I was good at all the colors, but I remember art and entertainment was, but I don't know. But I was good at that one, really good. Because I've been an artist forever, like drawing and painting. I won a contest when I was a wee lad, like I just out of kindergarten, I think first grade, an art competition, and won free art lessons at the Toledo Art Museum. Now Toledo, you might think, oh man, bummer. But wait, Toledo's a great city. I call it South Detroit. And Midwest. I was happy to grow up there. Like to visit summers, but Toledo has an excellent art museum, excellent zoo too, and I was, turned on early to art. My favorite artist is El Greco. This is a painting of his. If you look closely, I like to think it was his last stroke. Do you have a brush around here? No, I've got a vape though. I like to think he turned his brush around and then did that final stroke of the light. And I also like Matisse and Monet and the Impressionists in general. Van Gogh. I recently went, by recently a year or two ago, when the Monet and Matisse exhibit toured America. They came to Portland, and they had Monet's panels, the lily pads, lily pond. I forget what it's called, but they had the big panels. That was really good, really cool. Greg and I tried to go to the art museum while he was here and the zoo. We were late for the zoo. my fault. But I haven't been to the art museum in a while. I missed Paul McCartney's photo exhibit that went on tour. I really got to get out of the house more. But I have been growing up in Toledo and Kent State and Cleveland, Ohio area. Saw a lot of rock concerts. My first one, 78, AC/DC opened up for Aerosmith. Tickets were $7.50. Recently, I've been going back to symphony and the specifically the Oregon Symphony Orchestra. Greg and I did make it to a concert there, and I think it's Saturday. This Saturday is going to be Beethoven's Fourth Symphony, and well, I wouldn't mind seeing that. If I had a friend or a date, I'd go. Been to quite a few museums, talking about the art museum and that. When I visited Greg, we went to Washington, D.C. and visited Hannah, and together it was a revisit for those two. They've been around the D.C. area forever. Kind of grew up there, Greg did, but went to the National Galleries, only spent a few hours there and only scratched the surface. I mean, you really got to spend like a weekend at least for me in DC. I'd been there before, but not since, the early 80s with family. What else? Films. I like classic films, Casablanca, film noir, Bogart movies, old black and white like Citizen Kane. I'm going to be on James and Randy's Sunday podcast in June 7th, talking about Citizen Kane, the movie Rosebud, if you've ever seen it. I've seen it many times. I studied it at Kent State. I took a film class and we went through Hitchcock and Kubrick. He brought in independent filmmakers from the area. It was great going to school there. I saw Joe Walsh play the homecoming game circa 1984. Then he played JB's Bar at night. Unbelievable. But I feel lucky growing up. I went to a lot of plays. I was a theater major at Kent because I was an actor in high school. Here's a picture of me in a band. I was a drummer in symphonic band, and that don't make me get my yearbooks out. I have big paragraphs under my name. Show is this busy now. Can I make a case for humanity? I remember when John Lennon was killed in 1980. I was in high school, worked as a cook that night, came home, slept in late, and then went to school, missed my first class, and I was in John, the Jakes, and a friend of mine came in and said, Lennon was shot, and I didn't think he was dead. And when I realized he was dead, everybody just skipped school. So that doesn't make a case for humanity, does it? I'm talking about the Beatles and their contribution to the planet, which is huge, as big as Beethoven or Mozart. They'll be easily proven in 100, 200, 500 years. It's a good time to be alive. Isn't that an ancient Chinese proverb? Be careful that you don't live in interesting times. So I want to tag some people. Boy, this was a ramble. I feel like I didn't really do the tag justice. Yeah, it's only 28 minutes long. No, it's only like 18. I can cut that down to 10. So, tag some people. Okay, Greg, he's cultured. Hannah is back making videos. Pat, book chat with Pat. Daniela is back in California. Hi, Daniela. Gotta get you on the show in the next few months. Let's see. Renee at Beyond Books. Alan's Reads. LinkedIn. And you watching this, can you consider yourself tagged? Like, subscribe, make a comment. I'll reply back to you.